Hello and welcome to Destiny Digits. This is the birthday reading for number 2. So if you're watching this, you know your number is 2. Birthday numbers talk about your sub-opportunity. Your life path is your main opportunity. And so this number supports that. And so as a 2, you are a peacemaker, right? You're really good in relationships. So just realize that when we're talking about fulfilling our life path mission, in your case, what can help you is your strength and connection with others, right? So you are just very sensitive. You're just naturally peaceful, diplomatic, you're warm. And so all of those energies are going to help you fulfill whatever your life path mission is when you're talking about working with others. First card that came out for you is Elder, move beyond ancestral patterns. So that just already says that some of the things that you have gone through in life are a result of energy that have carried through your bloodline, your lineage, those that came before you, you know? And so you are working through energy. And you are a chain breaker. And so some of your responsibilities in this life are to endure some of the struggles that your ancestors had to go through, but you were also supposed to conquer and overcome them, right? And so they're happening for a reason. And when we're talking about patterns, just think about things that you go through consistently, and that most likely is going to be one of them. Something that always seems to come back, no matter how hard you overcome. That's kind of an energetic thing that will break. Next, we have Arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. So I think that this is being mindful. One, I think that these first 2 cards really say you need to be mindful that you're bigger than just this 3D meat sack, right? Like, you are a spirit. So what you go through is connected to your spirit history, lineage, your ancestors. But also, you need to know, because you are responsible for your protection and your knowledge. Ignorance is not acceptable, right? And so when you're going through these things and you don't know why, these are the questions you have to ask. These are the things you need to reflect on, because you have a responsibility to take care of yourself. Surround yourself with protective energy. That means put yourself as a 2 in relationships with people who are safe for you, who protect your energy. Have you ever been, and I know you have, but have you ever been around people or in situations with others where you can literally feel your energy being drained? That's not a protective, that's not surrounding yourself in a protective space. So when we're talking about protecting your energy, we're talking about people who enhance and don't, suck from you, but they enhance you. We're talking about places that are healthy for us, whatever that means. It could be a job place, a social hangout place, a family member's house, part of the neighborhood that kind of just sucks us into old habits. Nonetheless, this is just making sure that we are our own baby, and we would never put a baby in a place that's harmful. And you have to be very delicate with your energy in that way. Lastly, we have Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action. 2s, I feel like that's easy for you. Be graceful in movement and action. I feel like this card is saying, you are working with spirit. That is your partner. In this moment, spirit is your partner. So not everyone and everything has to know what is happening and growing and shifting and changing, and why you're doing what you're doing or thinking and feeling. Even though you are a very great person and partner, I think right now spirit may be your best partner. At the bottom of the deck, we have Magic Guardian, unlock the magic within. Okay, 2, so you're leveling up, right? And because you're leveling up, you need to prepare a space that is protected and safe for what is to come for you. I feel like this is a consistent message, just that not everybody and everything can grow and go with you, you know? So yeah, you are about to unlock the magic within. And so magic guardian, what does that mean? That means that there's wisdom. There are downloads coming to you. There's knowledge, there's wisdom. And these are all related to you, to things that will just vibrate and make sense to you, right? You will understand them as they relate to you. So next to elder and ancestral patterns, we have I let an inner sense of quiet multiply each day as I strengthen my faith in the love of the universe. And so this is about quieting, silencing all that noise and chatter within us so that we can allow and so that we can feel the universe moving, right? So this is about turning ourselves down so that we can allow spirit to amplify itself. Next to protective energy, we have true manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all. So I do want to say this. When we are talking about putting ourselves in spaces that are safe for us in all aspects, sometimes when we have to let things go, it is in the highest good of all, even if it doesn't feel good when we make certain choices, right? So just because it may not feel good to make change or to do things differently, to leave, to stay, to go, whatever you choose at any time, even if it doesn't feel good, it doesn't mean it's not good, right? Because the universe works for everybody's benefit, not just yours. So always realize that no matter what has happened, the outcome, whatever the final event was, it was good for all. So if you can remember that, that can also help you push through some of those troubling, confusing times. Next to Shaolin Master, look at this. In stillness, I receive. So Shaolin Master asks you to be graceful, right? In action, graceful in movement. And so I think Spirit is saying that this is two times, 3 times. When you let Spirit show up, Spirit will show out and give you and take you and grow you and mold you into everything that is required for you to walk out your mission, right? And so I feel like this is about you relinquishing any control and allowing Spirit to just blow your mind, right? At the bottom of this deck, it says, I trust that my powerful intentions, combined with my faith, are enough to allow my vision to become my reality. What are your intentions? What do you want to see? Why do you want to see it? Do you have faith? Can you hold out until it gets here? Are you patient? Will your vision withstand no matter what is happening around you? Can you hold the vision? Can you not be tricked into giving up and walking away? All right, twos. So this looks like you need to take some time and just really be in your own space and develop a routine, develop a habit, really figure out the best way that you communicate with Spirit. How do you best allow the divine within you to come out, and to engage and to interact in your daily life? What does that look like for you? How do you do that in your life? All right, so we've got 9 of Pentacles, the Sun, Death, Rebirth, 3 of Swords, Knight of Swords, 6 of Cups, the Magician, Eight of Pentacles, Okay. Couple extra cards, and then we have Judgment. All right, and then the extras, let's just talk about these really quickly. We have 10 of Cups and Strength. And so 10 of Cups is unconditional love. It's family. It's just everything. It's healthy love. Healthy love, healthy relationships that's multiplying, creating more, right? This is the healthiest form of love, just truly abundant. And then we have Strength, and this is the ability to learn your strength, to understand that sometimes strength is being gentle and submissive, but sometimes it requires fierce action. But your ability to do both is a gift. Your ability to conquer both within. And sometimes the Strength card is about really being able to tame the wild within, the shadows, the shadow side within us. And so I feel like Spirit is saying, if you only knew how strong you were, right? Like, this is the 10 of Cups. If this is what you seek, then you can have it, but it will require you to tap into your strength to overcome. It will require you to forgive, right? You have to open up to have love again. I see the 3 of Swords here. We haven't talked about it, but to see the 10 of Cups, where love is in excess, but then to see the 3 of Swords where it seems to be very barren, you know? And I just feel like Spirit is confirming that love is yours, right? What you seek is yours. So stay strong and continue the journey. Don't give up yet. And as a 2, you know that relationships are a major part of your life experience, right? I mean, your birthday number is only 10%, but it supports your life path number. And those 2 numbers combined are 50% of your energy. And so the fact that as a 2 is what is helping you in your mission tells you the importance of relationships. They are significant. And they may not always be romantic, but just relationships in any way. They're practice, right? Every relationship you have is practice for you to perfect your skill in navigating the energies of others, while understanding when to turn yourself down, when to turn self up, when to let Spirit turn up. At the bottom of the deck, we have Queen of Cups. And this is like the epitome of just having an open heart and just being love, just sending love out, accepting love in. This is about really tapping into all that the universe offers. And so when we're talking about sitting quiet each day, so that we can strengthen the love that we know the universe has for us in our life, I feel like that is the Queen of Cups. Like, this is the space that you have to sit in to bring about this 10 of Cups. And this takes strength. Like this, especially if you've had to endure stuff, and then you have to open yourself up and totally become vulnerable again. That's kind of that. I'm, a little bit scary, but all right, let's get going. Center of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords. So this is the overall energy, and this is about going after something quickly. Like, your mind is clear. Maybe you're going to communicate something to somebody, right? You want to share something. You want to share information. Maybe you're going to get information, but nonetheless, what you do have is truth, clarity, knowledge. You know something, and it is what you know that is forcing you to go as fast as you can, right? That bike is an aid, it's a tool. And maybe you have a tool accessible to you that you can put your hands on right now to use in order to accomplish whatever it is you're going to accomplish. But nonetheless, this is about momentum. But because we're talking about swords, we're talking about the mind. So this is the energy of your mind. Your mind is moving fast because it knows something, it wants something, it desires something, it has figured something out. Right? And so the same confidence that this Knight of Swords has in going after whatever it is, you have to have that same conviction in knowing your strength, knowing your gifts, knowing the importance of your energy, knowing why you need to surround yourself. Like, you need to protect yourself with 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 a sense of urgency. Like, it has to be automatic, because you're leveling up, but you need to be aware of what you're coming out from. So before we get to this Knight of Swords energy, we have the Three of Swords. So sometimes there are certain situations in life that really propel us into the next phase. And so this Three of Swords is literally about pain in our heart. And I will say something, it doesn't, betrayal, loss, heartbreak, like all the nasty things that happen in relationships, right? All of that it can be very painful. It is painful. It does take a lot to recover, but sometimes it is necessary in order to unlock something within. And so I am saying, based on what I'm seeing and feeling, I feel like when you endured this Three of Swords energy in relationships and connections of any kind, it was unlocking you, right? Little by little, it was unlocking you. And it takes you to the point where you have no choice but to act, right? And I feel like that as the space you're in now, you are in the space of the Knight of Swords. And what got you there were situations that slowly, kind of woke you up, but it was through pain. But that's what unlocked you. That's what is unlocking you. And now that you are learning who you are and what you deserve, what your worth is, what you desire, now you're learning to protect yourself. So let's talk about the fact that wherever you're going, you also have protection. The bow, right? Like, you understand something. What you do know is that bow is necessary. And so as you move forward, when Spirit says surround yourself with protective energy, we said people, places, and things, I feel like you understand that aspect of the assignment. Now, we also have the Six of Cups here, and this talks about, just it talks about the past. The past. So this could be an energy of thinking about the past, reminiscing, longing for the past, or something happening in the past that really impacted us in the way that we haven't been able to shake. And so what I'm saying to you is that if there was a relationship, a connection, or if there is something from your past that was connected to this Three of Swords, heartbreak type energy, it was for the highest good of all. And I know that doesn't feel good to say that, right? Especially when we think about the details and how things play out between connections. But nonetheless, there was something, and guess what? If you haven't been through heartbreak, loss, cheating, all that yummy stuff here in this life, there's energies that we can bring from our past life, right? But nonetheless, what you went through, I feel like it was unlocking something within you. But I feel like Spirit is also saying, like, maybe we have to just kind of embrace, accept, and forgive the situation for how it was, and learn what we need to learn, and just move accordingly, move forward, accordingly. Um, but yeah, you are in this space. You're manifesting. You're creating something new for yourself. But sometimes we do have to go back in order to go forward. And so I feel like as you look back, as you reminisce, as you think about connections, relationships, and just things that played out that maybe didn't represent what you now know to be true about you, I feel like it's important. Yeah. Sometimes we have to go back to go forward. But I'm just saying, as you go back, I feel like it's important for you to try and make peace with situations. Now, this energy that we go through, remember we talked about Six of Cups kind of being past. We did have the message from the elders about patterns. And so when you're thinking of your relationships, are there any consistent patterns that you have noticed with connections, you know, looking behind you in your past? And again, they don't all have to be romantic, but if there's a common theme or thread, that could be the pattern that you had to endure many times in order to break it. So just consider that, but nonetheless, you're moving forward. So beneath this Knight of Swords, we have the Eight of Pentacles, and this is hard, focused, intentional work, right? This is perfecting your craft, and you're not moving until you do it. And so this is what pushed you into the Knight of Swords. There's something that you want. There's something that you want to see, something that you are willing to invest a lot of your energy in. And that is when Spirit is saying to you, Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action. And so whatever you are working on, I would say be quiet, be peaceful, be still, be unassuming, just be grace, just literally be graceful, just be smooth, right? You in spirit all the way, you in spirit all the way. Now we have the Magician. So you are literally in the energy. This is intentional. You are creating this, right? You are creating this. Now the Three of Swords is above the Magician. So I feel like I mean, of course, nobody creates their own heartbreak, but I feel like, spiritually speaking, what is happening in your life is divinely designed, because spiritually this is a part of a bigger plan, right? And this is getting you to where you need to go. This is getting you to where you need to go. And so there's a role you play, but there's also a role that Spirit plays. And so that's what you have to be mindful of. I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith are enough to allow my vision to become my reality. All right. So, vision. What's your vision? Can you stay in the energy of the Shaolin Master and the Eight of Pentacles? Can you quietly pursue it with focus, with steadiness? Can you avoid distraction? Being able to create what it is you desire, and being willing to put the energy into it is bringing you to this Judgment card, right? This is where, guess what? We are judged spiritually for what we have done physically. And so Spirit says, in stillness I receive. I feel like you are receiving some form of judgment, or you will be, or you have. And it's a result of what you believed, where your faith was, where you put your energy. And I feel like these are situations mainly in the past that are about to propel you elsewhere. And so when I say that, I look at the Six of Cups, and beneath the Six of Cups is judgment. And so I'm saying that, all the situations that you went through in the past with people or others, and if they did bring you to this Three of Pentacles, any kind of heart space where your heart became tender and hurt, where it felt wounded, I feel like all those connections are going through judgment. And I feel like you are going to reap something as a result of what you've endured in those connections. Because no matter what, you've been consistent in what you've been working for, right? And it's teaching you something. You're understanding how to navigate in your own power as this Magician. And you're learning how to just really understand that everything that happens is not just about my good, but it's about the good of all. So this Knight of Swords, where's this Knight of Swords going? This Knight of Swords is moving right into the sun. So whatever this work is driving them to run, literally run towards enlightenment, happiness, joy. After you overcome this heartbreak and you really understand what's inside of you, and you package your life in a way that secures you and grows you, and you make sure that you are putting yourself in situations and environments that are fruitful, you become this Nine of Pentacles, which is this beautiful, abundant energy, right? And this is all as a result of your selflessness, right? So all of the investments that you made that probably were never returned to you are coming back to you. And so this is the Queen of Cups. In order to step into this independence, this beauty, this fruitfulness, this energy of having it all, you have to be in the Queen of Cups. You have to know that love at times is just a lesson, but it's all love. It's all love. And it is available. It will continue to be available to you. But you have to open your heart. You have to believe in it. You have to see it. You have to feel it, taste it, smell it, all of it. When we are talking about breaking ancestral patterns, most likely in your case, in this reading, your relationships. What do your relationships look like in your family? What are the relationships like between partners? Are there relationships between people, or are most people single? What are relationships like between mother, daughter, father, son, siblings? Like, as the two, it is all forms of relationships that are on the table for you. And so when we're talking about ancestors, and we have the Six of Cups here, and we have the Ten of Cups, which is the family card, I feel like you can find patterns in your family that you are currently breaking, or will break, or know you need to break, because maybe you've endured them and you won't do it anymore. We have death and rebirth here. Now that comes above the Six of Cups, that comes above the Judgment. And so this Judgment brings in a new beginning to all that was endured. The Six of Cups is about love. And so when we think about how we learned about love, when we think about how love has played out in our life, all of those memories and all of those moments from childhood seeing love impact the way we allow it to play out in our adult life. And that's important for you, definitely, as a two, because you're always really strong in battling and balancing the energies of others, but not all energy is worth your time. Not all energy is worth your time. I feel like your ability to silence, to reflect, to ask is what is going to bring in this renewal. This is what literally will close out all that old, painful, hurt, wounded energy of just not knowing our strength and maybe allowing others into our space that weren't good for us. I feel like that is what's ending. And this rebirth is really about you stepping into your power, knowing your truth. You're illuminated. Your heart is open, right? You understand the mission. And this is where the rebirth comes. This is where the strength comes, And so this is about you enduring. And I kind of feel like in your family, I feel like you are this strength. I feel like you're the line. I feel like maybe in your family, people see you as like a very strong person, someone that perseveres, someone that can get through everything, but you're not forceful or aggressive. You're still very soft, but you're not afraid. And so that's the energy that brings you to the Sun and the Nine of Pentacles and the Death and Rebirth. I really enjoyed the Death card. I was going to say love, but that's probably too strong. But I really enjoyed the Death card because it's when you know that everything happens for the good of all. The death is beautiful because you realize that something's got to be coming. Whatever just ended was for the good of all, but guess what? What's about to come is also for the good of all. All right, twos. Hopefully something in here has been useful. Thank you so much for stopping by. Take care.